Hello. So I'm back live in this video. I want to talk about what God put in my understanding in the last word. So this guy, Mrittunjay Guha Majumdaar, who is behind the drone situation, one of the many behind the situation. Now this is the one that they have been pointing to, or the group that created this situation of flying spy drones around me. So they have been putting this man as the face for the situation or as the main person behind the situation, one of the evil in the scientific community. So God put in my understanding last month that this guy had the nature of a giant. This guy had the nature of an evil giant, that the Nephilim that you see in the Bible who want to destroy, steal, kill, and take things away forcibly from others. Yeah, so and then on July 30th, I went to the police station because my brother was not there. He had my dad had thrown him out in the morning, and then he did not return until afternoon, and so I went to the police station. So there also, so there a man was an old guy was sitting on the bench, and with him I shared the situation. He already knew about the camera situation in my life. He already knew that I had books published, and he even mentioned that indirectly that what that he knew what was there in the books. Now he knew that he he already told me that indirectly that he that the girl knew what was there in the books, that what she had written. To him, to that, I answered him that it was the implant that showed me things, and I wrote everything, and that it actually has everything that I went through, not just the things that God told me or God showed me, my experience and journey with God, not just that, but also what the drones put me through, and what they showed me, and so all the things they showed me. That also I wrote or ended up writing as I wanted to write everything. That also. So this man has the nature of a Nephilim or the nature of a giant, though he may be short in height, and but the nature, the evil nature of a Nephilim, of a giant, of a giant who wants to kill, oppress, and forcibly take things away from from others, from those he sees as from those he can oppress. So that is the kind of nature this man has, and the implant, uh, and the drones that keep speaking something in my ears. They also were referring to him as having what they were calling as this Rajasi Tattva. They were saying that the guy has Rajasi Tattva, as in he wants to rule on others, but he's an evil man. He's a wicked and evil man. So it is no nature to rule, but it is a nature to forcibly take away and oppress and hurt others, even to the point of eating them, even to the point of eating them alive, where they die as they're eating that person alive. That is the nature of this person, this man, who is who is using his intelligence or his analytical skills, who has used his analytical skills to to build a scientific career or to make himself look like a scientist in front of the people. But behind their show is the evil generation, is the evil genes of the bastardized children that were never supposed to be there, that God had wiped out long back in the flood. I have shared the link to a video below in the description box, which I watched completely, or which I completed watching yesterday. So it's a video by Kevin from the Royal We. In that video, he talks about um, how the Nephilim actually, the genes of the Nephilim somehow survived even after the flood through through Canaan, through Ham's son Canaan, whom Noah had cursed. And in that video, he shares that perhaps Noah had some idea about the same. Okay, so with this, let me end this video. I might make another video about it, but it was something important.